Last week we finished up painting the F-100, ready to put it all back together again. This week on the road to Deni, we're on our final stretch with this build. We finish up with the bar work, put the engine in, and finally put this F-100 back together. Over the last year, we've been in the process of bringing this 1976 F-100 back to life. And finally, we can say we're almost there. Currently, the F-100 is in pieces. All that's left to do is put it back together again. With the Deni U-Muster creeping in, we only have a short time left to get this build finished.
So we've just had these parts blasted and now we want to protect them. We've got some bare steel obviously exposed and we want to put some epoxy primer over the top. So what we're going to do is we're going to give it a coat of Brunox epoxy, and that will treat any moisture that's on the panels and make sure that they don't rust. One of the common problems you'll have when you get steel sandblasted is getting moisture on the panel, and of course moisture can come from your hand. I've got a really good example of that right here. You can see here where someone's put their hand on it, and that's moisture off of their fingers. So one way to treat that is with Brunox epoxy.
Even though we can overcoat the surface with Raptor, we're going to give it a coat in Raptor's anti-corrosive epoxy primer. As the bar work is first in the firing line in terms of vehicle damage, we really wanted some extra stone chip and corrosion protection. By combining the two primers plus a final coat of Raptor, we'll have a superior stone chip and scratch resistant surface protected from future rust and corrosion. We've done some further repairs on the bar work using Dolphin Premium. Now we're going to give those areas a quick coat in Raptor's epoxy primer aerosol. These are perfect for quick touch-ups and smaller jobs, and will protect the surface against corrosion once we've finished over painting. After we let this flash off, we're going to seal the gaps with U-Pol's Tiger Seal so we don't get any moisture in between the gaps.
So Tiger Seal, just quickly, it's a polyurethane adhesive. It is moisture cured. The really cool thing about this product is that it's overpaintable. The main reason we're using it here is to seal the joint between the checker plate and the steel on there. If we didn't do that, water can get underneath, and then of course rust starts. Okay, so we're going to give that about an hour, and then we're going to Raptor over the top, and it will be beautiful.
As bar work can be first in the firing line, Raptor is going to give it the durability it needs, as well as protect it for years to come. Something we've been pretty excited about is getting the engine back from the mechanic. After sending the engine away for a rebuild, a lot has changed since you guys saw the original engine in episode 1. The engine has been rebuilt as a Ford Cleveland 393 stroker, with a new comp cam, forged pistons, and an 11.2 to 1 compression ratio. The engine has been fully balanced and blueprinted and now has an MSD electronic ignition. Now, the whole idea behind tuning this and rebuilding the engine was so that it performs well as a cruiser. After putting it on the dyno, the engine puts out about 410 horsepower. The chassis also had a few things done to it since you last saw it. We've overhauled the brake calipers, replaced the brake master cylinder, rebuilt the suspension, and put in a brand new steering box. It's amazing how much genuine and authentic parts there still is out there for these cars, especially in Australia. One of the perks of rebuilding an entire car from the ground up is that we get to build the car around the engine. This is going to give us a heap more room to work with. Now that we're partway there, it's time to put the alternator in, and we had some fun fitting some race parts on this old F-100 to make it look the part. Now we put the cab on, it's time to fit the doors, guards and bonnet. As we're getting closer to the deadline of Deni, we had to work a few nights on this car. But with many hands makes light work, so thankfully we had a few extra pairs of hands to help us out. We've only got one more day until this thing's on the road. All that's left to do now is a few finishing touches and the job's done. One product that we used inside the cavities of the doors was Brunox's IX-100. IX-100 is a cavity spray that forms a layer of film that protects the surface from corrosion over long periods of time. IX-100 is a high-performing cavity spray perfect for applications like this, or for protection against corrosion during storage and sea. This is a new product for Australia and it's currently only available at rico.com.au. The original owners, Mark and Rosie, come along to help with the final touches of this car, and they're amazed to see how far it's come. Refurbishing the car was something they dreamed of, and thankfully the team at RICO made this possible. Mark and Rosie have had a gold Mac Dog in storage for some time now, and we thought it'd be perfect to tie up this build. As time was running out, we did a few things off camera, such as Raptor coating the tray black and white. It's an early start for us, and about an 11-hour drive. Being one of the first long drives with this car, we were interested to see how the car would perform over a long distance. Thankfully, we made it to Deni with no problems at all. It's time to sit down and relax and enjoy the weekend.
Come back and pull it up in the open.
Overall, the weekend was an absolute blast and marked the completion of this long build. We've entered the F-100 in the show and shine and the V8 loudest exhaust competition. After over a year, we transformed this old car into something worth showing off. Looking back at the build process, there was a lot of long days and nights, but in the end it was all worth it. We have ourselves a final product that drives and looks the part. This series showed that for the most part you can do a lot of this stuff at home. And with the right products and tools you can create a professional finish. Thanks to everyone who stuck around for this series, it's been an absolute blast. For more information on the products used in this series, head to rico.com.au to start your own builds today. If you want to see more videos like this in the future, subscribe and leave us a comment telling us what you want to see next. Bye for now.